Good afternoon, traders, and welcome to a trade review. I haven't done one of these in almost a week or so. Uh, Today, I just kind of wanted to go into our notes this morning. We got up, and I have to say, um, one of the things that I take pride in our room, and everybody has rooms out there. It seems like if you trade for 6 months, you should have a room. And everybody wants to be a teacher and a mentor, but nobody wants to put in the time to be one. Everybody just wants to paper trade and go to subscription fees and get with a platform and try to make money off a scan service. And so they can make, 10, 15 a month and they could live, and they don't have to trade at all. They could just pretend. And it just, it's actually pretty pathetic, to be honest with you. Um, and I would think in today's world, traders just they kind of see through you, and there's so many getting into the business now that they don't. They'll take anything that, wow, oh, you made $200. I want to go with you. Oh, you made $20,000 today. Oh, I want to go with you. Oh, there's no verification. There's no confirmation that you even made the trade. Um, Everything is just, it's all, flowers out there, and it's all this belief that, oh, this guy's doing this person's doing that. And then when reality hits, as we're seeing in some of these rooms that are folding and going out of business or just not producing quality calls anymore, you could just see but then every time one goes away, one pops up. Guy could be trading for 7 months and all of a sudden, boom, he's a mentor. And a true teacher in my world, I mean, if I'm coming up, I'm looking for a guy 10 years or more minimum. I mean, if you've been trading in 10 years or more, you can kind of guide me through the market. You can guide me through the conditions, how to read, um, how to get up every morning, how to dissect what the market's going to do, uh, and how my stocks are going to react today according to what you're telling me based off the market conditions, uh, what stocks should be in play, and so forth. I mean, because as a day trader, the whole existence to be a day trader is to make money every day. We are what we call a day trader. All right. We trade the day's activity. We're not called married traders. We're not called, you know, um, forever hold the trade traders. We don't just marry. A trade is where you buy a stock and eventually that stock will hit a certain area, but you're going to hold it for the entire run and you're going to hope it gets up. But on its way to its run, you're going to be up and down because no stock goes straight up and no stock goes straight down. It's just not the way the market works. If that was the case, money would be very hard to make because they would just pop and then it would just be an all day, just run to the upside or run to the downside. It doesn't work that way. Stocks have stair steps, they have activity, there's analysts, there's market conditions, there's something could go wrong with the company. I mean, this is the whole beauty of the stock market. And you're investing on the idea, hey, I think this will go up today. Hey, I think this will go down today. And I think what Awesome Calls does extremely well is to predetermine what stocks will do for the day before the market even opens. And what that does, it gives an advantage to a day trader. Somebody that's got a family, two kids, a kid, maybe a wife, a spouse, a significant other, and they're trying to support a living, or they need to supplement their income because their job just isn't paying enough and they need to make that 200 to 300 extra a day, or they need to make an extra $1,000 a day, or more, or 500 bucks. And a lot of self-employed people that own companies love a job like this because it's like, if I can learn, and I find that self-employed people do extremely well in a room like this. And it's because they're already driven to work for themselves. And so they want to learn their craft. If you think about it, let's just say you're an auto parts distributor. Let's just say you're own a nursery with plants and pottery and so forth. Let's just say you own a computer software where you have people fix computers, and you can, or you're a internet person that's really can excel in the internet business. Let's say all these positive things. You have learned a craft, and that craft has been able to let you to go work on your own, and to make money on your own without having. And what that proves to me, when you're self-employed, is you're a hustler. You're hustling because you don't want to go work for a guy 9 to 5. You don't want to work for 40 years for someone and end up broke at the end of 40 years with a small pension. You're driven to be independent and to do something on your own, and that shows a lot of character on you. So day trading is only an extension of who you are, because now you want to learn the business and you want to go, okay, I've learned this business and I'm good at it. So now I'm going to go learn how to trade so I can supplement my income two, three, four, $500 a day, or even 1,000 a day. And who knows, I may eventually get so good at that that I no longer need to even do my self-employed. My self-employed job that I built now could be secondhand and put on the side as my backup now, because now I'm so good at day trading. And then you got a lot of part-time traders that they have a job. They have to go to a job. So that's the dependency. They get their health insurance, their 401k. And so day trading is more of like putting, it's like $200, $300 or $500. It's not really a serious thing to do, but it can be if you have a really good day. What's a good day for a person? 500, maybe 800, maybe $1,000. But their heart isn't 100% into it because their heart is at their job. They have to put their heart in their job that they work for, solely for the person, solely for the purpose of, you know, they have to, put their heart in it because of the purpose of doing well at work, because they don't want to get fired to lose. And really, when you work outside of being independent, you're really, you're so determined. You're so like, you're so caught up where you have to do well. You have to show up at work. You have to punch in your clock. You have a boss that you respond to, so you want to do well at that. So trading to you is more of a side thing that you can make a few bucks. But in here, when I trade, this is my living. This is it. This is what I do. You know, I've spent 10, 15, 16 years in the grunges going through losses and making mistakes, and stupid ones, being around stupid chat rooms that just absolutely have no benefit, you know, watching people just make mistakes and you make the mistakes with them because you're too naive and you think, oh, this person is just, he must know what he's doing because yesterday he made $900, and so he must know that, you know, Boeing is a short today going down to 160 when the stock is really going to 200. And then you're caught in that because you're caught in that call, and you're like, but awesome calls is calling it to go to 190, 195 on an upside all day move. Why are you opposite? And again, it's just an extension of, everybody is after one thing only. They don't want to trade, right? They don't want to be held accountable. They just want your sub money. They want to get a platform that will pay them per click, and they want to get a scan service. So if they have all three of those working, guess what? They don't need to trade. And what I'm getting back at, and the whole why I'm talking, is that this is why I see a lot of rooms out there. Nobody posts P&Ls. The moderators don't. They don't. Nobody posts a P&L. Nobody's, nobody does. And the second thing I've noticed is they don't encourage any of their people to post P&Ls. So you don't even know if the people that are in the room that are paying a subscription are even doing well. And one of the things I take pride in is not only making my quick $1,000 in 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes of the day in the morning, spending the rest of the day to help, but watching others make more money than me and post their P&L and show me what they did off of my ideas and list. And I think that's the gratification that I get every day. And I encourage that. I think it's wonderful to watch a trader that's never traded before come in a room Within a week, he's adapted, and that's the key word. He's adapted. He understands. He reads the notes. He's not asking repetitive questions over and over and over and over and over when it's in front of him. He just understands it. He sees it. Oh man, this is a long, this is a swing, this is a buy and hold. Oh, this is going to be an all-day fade to the downside. Oh, this is going to be a quick pop so I can make my money be done in 10 minutes so I can go to work. After a week or two in here, you kind of understand what's going on. You understand, oh, this is going to be a pop and fade. This is going to be a pop and run. This is going to be a small cap runner. This is going to be an all-day move to the upside. But there's always a reason behind each of these moves. Obviously, stocks are moving to the upside, like the tech stocks, Boeing, and so forth. But if the market was down 600 points, all the stocks would have dropped. Facebook would be sitting at 210 and under, 208. Shop would be sitting at 880 and under. Tesla would be at 950 and under. Boeing would be sitting at 180 and under, even though it should be the reason why the market's up, honestly, is because of Boeing. I mean, that's truly why the market's up today. Boeing, Boeing, Boeing. And Boeing was going to be the momentum for the stock to continue. And if you notice, the SPY has accelerated to the upside because Boeing is doing very well. They did a flight off the 737. I think they took off, and the market, and we could see Boeing what it did as soon as the flight took off. And right here's the move. Woo! Investors are happy. It's in the air. Okay, we're getting close to release the planes, right? And that's really what the whole thing, what toppled Boeing down a year ago. So getting back to putting together a quality list every day, and putting together something. You have to, when you come in with a day trade, you need a plan. A lot of rooms now, what they do, because Awesome Calls has been around for 7, 8 years, now everyone has what they call a plan. They have their 3, 4 stocks. They don't have a dozen because they can't list a dozen. They're not at that level. So they'll do 2 or 3 stocks. This stock will do this. This stock will do this. This stock will do it. And that's it. So these are my plan for 3 or 4 stocks. And well, I can't do that because the room is a large room, and I have versatile stocks from all over, company people from all over the world, people from Australia, you know, overseas, United Kingdom, Italy, Greece, obviously Canada, United States, Mexico. I have traders from. If you have an internet and you have and Mauritius, I don't know what that is, Mauritius. I have to study that. But people from all over the world, they come in here, and how did they find me? Well, they actually found me by just a tweet. They're on Twitter. There's over 250 million people on Twitter, and it takes like a Jay, for instance, or a Palmer. Palmer does a tweet. He's got 2,400 followers. It's that one of those followers that go, wow. Somebody retweets. Here's Jay. He tweets a P&L. He's got 266 followers. One of those followers will go, hey, Jay, where do you trade? Hey, I'm in AJ's room, awesomecallstrading.com. Come on, live your dream. I mean, he puts this right there. You know, that's how proud he is, right? You scroll down, and you see Thomas, and you see, uh, look at our new Anthony the trader in Australia. Anthony's got, how many people does he have following? Of 6 people, maybe one of those. You know, this is what I take pride in, and I share that. Parav's got 40 followers in Philadelphia. It could be one trader that goes, I really like what you do there, and thank you, Ray. But it really comes down to, how much work does the owner put in to prepare you to make money? Listen, one of the things I take pride in this room is I don't think anyone is, and I hate this word, and I don't like using it ever in a room, stupid. Nobody is stupid. All right? Nobody is dumb. Nobody. Okay? There's different levels of learning. Some might understand numbers. Somebody might understand technology. Some might look at lines and VWAPs and can just really look and identify a trade moving based on, numerical numbers and how it works. There's all kinds of savants in the room, and then there's the people that are the newbies that they have a craft that they do, and then trading is just oblivious. Like, I've never done this before, but I know I can do it if I could just somebody could take the time to teach me. Well, in order to do that, you have to prepare everyone. You have to prepare people. You can't just come in blind. There's thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of stocks all over, every morning. You could have Beyond Meats moving 10 or 12 points to the upside or downside. You have Roku. I mean, you could just go on. You could go Netflix and Microsoft. You could go on and on and on. For me, I try to get what I think will make the quickest money, but not just that, right? I have to look for stocks that will last all day for traders. Then I have to look for stocks that will give fast money to traders. Okay. I have to look for stocks that will give traders room that they can trade. Not everyone has $100,000 in their account. Not everyone has 25,000 in their account. Some people have 5 grand. Some people have 4 grand. Some have two. Some have one. But they're in here, and so I can't ignore anybody. And I have clients that have a million, 3 million, 5 million. And I have one that's well above 10 million that actually trades on a trust account for their family. All right. So I have all different types of ranges of traders, and I have to take care of everyone. Plus, I have my own stocks I like to trade. I have my own ideas what I want. So I'm selfish when it comes to those because I want to make my money. The quicker I make my money, and here's the beauty of this room. You could copy my trade. Literally, if I say, like today, I walk in and I say, I want shill. This is the stock my son gave in the room about 8 days ago. 8 days ago, shill did and I didn't truly understand it, but Highland Tortoise acquisition announced merger on the New York listing under symbol HYLN. Hilton intends to merge with Tortoise Shell. The company said in a release, upon closing the transaction, the combined entity will be named Highland, and the new ticker would be HYLN. Now, when um, it's as you read on, I'll tell you, it says right here, Hilton, including Cubbage, Stephen, Managing Director, Portfolio Manager, or Towards Capital Investors, Managing Director, former CEO, I'm just trying to read, added a later date, the pro forma implied capitalization combined companies 1.5 billion at the 10 per share PIPE subscription. Okay, the company will receive 560 million proceeds from an upsized 325 PIPE along with cash held. So this particular stock, okay, was kind of like Nikola. When Nikola did what it did and changed its name and got capital, the stock took off. And this shell it was a duplicate. My son spotted that out about 8 days ago and was sitting at 16.7. He had explained it to me, and I'm like, I didn't see that as like when I think VTIQ became NKLA. But he felt this stock would be half the value of Nikola. So he was looking at $35 when it was at 16.17. And as you can see, the stock hit $35 today. And so now a stock like that is in play. Okay. So I want to explain just quickly how you make money in a room like this. And you can copy the trade. Okay. You can copy the trade. So now I come in, right? And I look and the stock is gapping up. Okay. Gapping up means the stock is higher than it was the previous day, previous close. Well, the stock closed at 25. We woke up this morning, all of us, and the stock was sitting around 27. That is called a gap up. That is a 2 point gap up. That means the stock is in play. What does that mean? That means I have room. You see, I have range. I can either pop up or pull it down, bottom curl, and make a move to the upside. Why would it do that? Well, there's many ways it would do that. If it gap fills, all right, then it'll pull down 2 points, which would give a short seller 1 to 2 points to the downside. All right, the more it gets up, if it pops through a certain range, okay, then you can make money to the upside. And as long as you get in there with size or a decent amount, you can pop it. Now, the key area for this stock was $30. 30 to 31. Once it broke over 30, 31, it was going to take off. The range today on this stock was going to be between 33 and 35. Again, I kept the mindset. My son was telling me 35 would be topping. I'm not saying that this stock can't go to 40, but for today, right now, this moment, when I got up, I saw a 2 point gap up. I wanted to play this. I knew right then and there, this is my trade for today. I'm going to go in with size, hit $1,000, and then get, if I get 1 or 2 points on it, I'm done for the day. Okay. Now, I left a lot of money on this table. And this is what I talk about. When I get done, I can spend the rest of the day helping other traders. So here was the move right here. I went long right there, just under the 30 mark, and it ran all the way almost to 32. On 1,000 shares, you do the math, right? That's over 2,000. If I can get a $1.10, $1.20, $1.30, $1.40, great. I tell everyone, all right, traders, I'm going long, and I'm putting in 1,000 shares. You hear it, you watch the tape, you see it go through, and then bam. Now, as soon as it was doing this, I was already putting in my sell ticket for the 1,000 shares, and I was going to take whatever it gives me. I saw it moving, moving, moving. Boom, I was out. And end result, I didn't make, well, to some people, it was a lot of money. To AJ, it was a lot of money, but I ended up getting $1.10 on the move, which is what I wanted. And within 6 minutes, 8 minutes, I made $1,147.14 on a $1.15 move. And yet the move was two. Okay. So all you had to do now, everyone missed the trade. A lot of traders in the room just weren't ready. So they were upset. I didn't get in. I didn't hear it. I didn't. You didn't. For whatever reason, they just weren't ready. So you know what I said? It's okay. Everyone calm down. Shill's going to give us another shot. Did I not say that? The entire room. Relax. Take a deep breath. Shill's going to give us a move because we're going to go now to probably 33 to 35. When it hits through 31, run the stock. Put your 1,000 in, your 500 in, your 200 in, your 100 in. And so what I did, since this is it's a real account through TD with a real account number, but I use it as the demo. Okay, there's no money in here. I do it for that sole reason, so I could just actively show traders how to execute. Okay, all right, and because every 3 seconds I'm flipping different charts here. I could have Shill up, but I could turn around and have Navak up. I could have Boeing up. I could have Facebook because I have 12 stocks in play. All right. So to the far right of me is where I execute my trades on a separate computer. So I can just focus in, out, click, click, I'm done. In this instance, when Shill, I said, just relax. Shill's going to make us another move. So once it got through 31 right there, I said, all right, traders, long it. The stock's going to start to rip. You'll probably get 1 to 2 points right here off the 31. So what I do is I actually show a trader, look, if I was trading this second, I pull up my active trader, which is what I use when I trade through TV. I do a buy ticket. I'm buying. You have to edit. I put in 1,000 shares, right? All right, traders, when it hits 31, I'm gonna execute. Then I go like this. I show the execution. There's the execution. I let them know. Okay, now everyone can take that trade. Everyone in the room can just take that trade. Now watch. Rip. And guess what it ripped to? 33. Now again, as I execute the trade, I'm already putting the sell ticket in, putting 1,000 shares in. I count, I wait. All right, traders, watch, watch, watch. It hit 33, 32.20, 32.20, 30 through 40, 32.60, bam, out. Now that trade right there from 31 to 32.50 is $1,500. To a new trader, 100 shares, $150. Okay, then I pull it off screen. Okay, I'm done with it. Now the stock's getting ready to make another move. Uh-oh, it's starting to creep up. Now where do I want to go long? Well, I want to break out through this double top. My next long would be 33 to 35. So now up here, I display again. Uh-oh, traders, we're getting gearing up. So what do? I tell traders, if you want to take the trade, this is how I would execute and win. I go back to my active trader. I hit the buy button. I come over here, put in, I think I put in 3,000 or 2,000 shares. I get ready. I blow up the screen. All right, traders, when it hits 33, long it right here. When it hit 33, right there, I logged it. I said, now traders, this is going to rip to 35. Are you ready? So I immediately went over here on the demo, confirm send, showed the fill. I think it was like 33.28 or something like that, 31, I think it was. Stock getting ready to pop, pulled back a little bit right there, and then it ripped. And then by that time, it only took 4 or 5 minutes. I said, okay, now traders, sell it. Put your ticket in. As soon as it gets over 34, right? And then I hit that, bam, sold right there, 34.18. Now that trade right there with 1,000 shares is $1,000. Okay. When it hit close to 35, I said, I'm done. Pulled it off screen. No more traders. Leave it alone. And the stock came all the way back down to 29 a share. This is how you trade professionally as a day trader. This is how you trade live. And by doing this, you give everyone in the room an opportunity. Just because I'm done, all right, doesn't mean everyone else is. My job is to help them see the trade, develop the trade, and get them in the trade. That's the whole point of having a room. Help me make money and help me understand what you're doing. Okay. Now, meanwhile, this is going on. I've got 15 other stock tickers. I got 400 people in the room going, what about this? What about this? What about this? Case in point, shop. Shop pulling down, selling off. I figured it would short to 8. I think it was 890 and under. It actually hit what below 878, 880. As soon as it started getting down here, right? And we're trading chill. Parav goes, a trader in the room that just joined us 2 weeks ago. He says, AJ, should I start long here at 878, 880? I go, Parav, I like that. I would take that trade. All right, give it room to 873. That's exactly what I yelled out. Start small. Parav, market ordered, did not limit, market ordered 35 shares. And then as I'm trading other stocks in the room with everyone, he's asking me, AJ, does it have more room? Yes, Parav. Wait, because he has 35 shares and it pops 4 points, he's already $160 in the money. So he can chill. I want you to see what happened. Parav took it right around here when I told him to, set his risk. He understood at 879 entry or whatever it was that he could lose 3 points. That's why he took 35 shares. Okay. Look at Parav did just by listening to the trader in the room, by asking a question. Parav, round of applause. He pulled in right here. Look, I longed at 882, 35 shares. I sold at 909 for $950. Do you see that? This is a professional day trader. When he asks me, I act professional. Yes, Parav. There isn't, I don't know, maybe, well, it could go here, then go here, then go here, but then maybe, there is no hesitation when a trader asks me what to do. It is, this is going to do this. Buy here. Here's another one. This morning, Goldman Sachs comes out and says they list a bunch of stocks this morning, a ton of stocks, probably about 50 upgrades and downgrades. I went and picked a stock called, uh, forgive me, so much going on. Love. Love is an airline stock. And one of the things that stood out for me on this trade, and you chat rooms that are in the room, even the ones that started 2 years ago that are running rooms, listen to me. If there's anything I taught you when you were in our room, was you got to watch your analysts. Now, every day I like to give one of these just simple, no brainers, you don't have to think type of trade. Well, Southwest was a double upgrade yesterday on a Sunday night. They went from 35 to 47. That kind of call I like. This is a safe call. It's a safe trade. No risk. But I couldn't put it on my list until I saw what the gap up was. The gap was the key. In other words, I'll show you why the trade worked. Okay, so again, let's go to love, right? Let's go to love. Let's see what it closed, right? So we go back to where it closed, and it closed here around $31, $32 a share. Okay, now if love would have been gapping up here to 35, 36, the call would have been different. Short the stock after the initial pop, gap fill it. So you Spartans and Levi's and PSKs and all you fake traders, write that down. Right? You don't tell a trader, oh yeah, long the open. Don't do that like you always do in your rooms. Okay? Ollie, listen to me. I know you're a kid, only a year in trading. You don't pop it. Right? You want to gap fill it first. Once it gap fills, okay, then you can bottom curl along. And sometimes with Goldman, write this down, you chat rooms, because you need to know this. When the higher it pops on a gap, sometimes it will actually go below 50 cents below the previous close. A lot of you don't know that. So write that down so you can sound smart in front of your traders. But for us, we already know that. It's already given. But today, it was only gapping up 50 cents. Okay, you got a price target of 47. You're only gapping up 50 cents. There is, in my world, in my expertise as a professional day trader, there's no risk. You can't risk 50 cents. If you can't risk 50 cents, then you shouldn't be trading at all. Seriously. So when I look at that, I'm like, okay, traders, if this hits 32.50, long the stock. If it hits 32, add. There is no short in this trade. It is a long. Now, once you do that, kick back and chill. The stock is going to go to, so I script it now. Ready? Love, long, 32.50. Any pullback, add. Once it gets through 33.50, it's a slow all-day move to the upside. Okay, so that gives a trader comfort. So are you telling me right now, if that stock opens up and pulls to 32.50, you're telling me if I take 300 shares, less than 10,000 buying power, I'm guaranteed to make a minimum of 300 to 500 today? Absolutely. Absolutely. It's done. I've done the research. I've done the work. Trust my judgment. Okay? Trust my judgment. Trust my 16 years. If you've never traded before and you needed a winner and you needed to feel good and convince yourself, I can do this, this was your trade. So all you had to do, ding, 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 you wait for the open, pulls down to 32.50. You have a limit order already ready to go. 200, 500, 600, 800 shares. It doesn't matter. 1,000, 2,000, 5,000 shares. 32.50 was the enter. 50 cents was the risk, right? Now you wait. Once I said it breaks over 33.50, the stock is an all-day move to the upside. Now you go find me a chat room in today's world that can do that. And if you can find them, leave here. Go over there. It doesn't exist. All right? Everyone else might try to teach you, well, you see this, if it hits up here, it has a channel here. I'm like, stop, dude. Just stop. You got to look at what the market's doing today. You got to look at the analysts, look at the upgrade, the analysts, how they upgraded 2 or 3 notches and bypassed all this and went from sell to buy. That is a stock that is going to move with volume to the upside. That's also a swing where you can actually buy the stock and hold it for a few days to go to 38 and 39 and eventually hit 40 and the stock will end. How do you know that? Look at the history of the stock, right? Pull up a 180 and you can clearly see that $40 is a nice range for this stock, right around there, 39 to 40. Anything above 38 right there, it's beautiful. That's where it should settle. So all Goldman was saying is, yes, we think it's worth 47. It's not going to touch 47. It's going to be right around 38 to 40 and settle down. If B of A comes out and upgrades it, if Citi comes out, it'll just push it more. Okay? Easy trade, effortless. You don't have to think on a trade like that. And then after you make your money, you can look back and go, this is why the trade worked. And that's how you learn as a day trader in this room. If you take the time to study these plays, all of them, write them down. And that's how I started. Every time a stock would move, I tried to figure out, well, who gave the news first? How did this person know that? And what's beauty about what we do is every end of the night, I recap what I did and I put out a chart with my notes in there. So when people are scrolling through, they can go, interesting. He saw this in pre-market. He said the stock would do this. That's a guy I want to go learn. I want to go in that room, even for a day or a week or even a month. I want to see what he sees. And then you make your first trade and you made money. Now you're hooked. Now you can't wait for the next day. You can't wait to stop learning. You want to keep going. Show me another trade. How did you know this would go here? How did you know that? That's what I do. Now you're hooked, right? When you get lost is when you're watching this guy on Twitter do this and this call on Twitter here, and then you're looking at another room that you might be a part of, and then you're over here, you know, and then you're in awesome calls, and then you're lost. You don't know what trade to pick. You get frustrated, you're sweating, your palms are wet, your family's yelling at you, hey, did we make any money today? You haven't even made a dime. If anything, you lost. You got too much anxiety. You're all over the place. You're trying to copy this guy. Wow, man, this guy just made 30 grand. This guy made 50. Wow, this guy made 60. Man, this guy made 100. Really? 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 Where's the guy now? What happened to some of those people that made 30, 40, 50,000? I'm seeing guys that used to say that are homeless now, right? I'm not a home run person. I never will be. I'm just a humble trader making my 1,000 to 15, sometimes 2 a day if I can. I want to live another day. I want to show everyone it can be done, how it can be done. Okay? I'm here to teach, to educate, to truly mentor, you know, not by putting someone down, not by calling them stupid, okay? But by just helping them. Do you see this move? Just like our B of A today. Why is B of A today going to 190 to 195? Wasn't that the call today? Right? If you look at the notes, it is clear as day. B of A will climb all the way to 190 to 195. If we get at the open and get through 184, everyone long the stock. Okay, so AJ, let me just hear you correct. If this thing hits 184, you're telling me I can make a minimum of 6 points. Minimum. Because it'll go to 190. AJ, I love you, but seriously? Seriously. If it snaps at the open to 176, I would be a buyer. All right. So if it pulls and dumps at the open, start loading at 176 to 170. Give it room to 173. There is nothing in this note that says short the stock. Nothing. Read it. Gapping up 10. Do not buy unless it hits 184. Then look for the move to 190, 195 on this great news. If we get lucky and this sucker pulls to 176, long the stock out at 173 and look for it all day solid move to the upside. It's a win-win. There is no short on Boeing. Why? Because I've been trading for 16 years. I understand the significance of the news. You don't. You don't need to keep asking me every 3 seconds. Is this going to go up? Is this going to go up? Is this going to go up? Should I go higher? What's the high today? Where's it going to go? Where's it going to go? Stop. Stop. Stop acting like that. Chill. And you know why you act like that every 3 seconds and I have to ask? Because you got too much size. You're too worried about losing instead of thinking about how much money you're going to make. Because you have too much size. If you had 50 shares or 100, you could care less. I'll just leave it all day. He says an all-day move to the upside. Screw it. I'll sell it at 190, 195. I don't care. I'll be up. If I do 100 shares, I'll look at it later with 18,000 buying power. I'll be up $1,300 if it gets through 190. If I can get 176 like he says, start in there with 50 shares. If it dips more, add more. The man says it's going to 190, 195. That's what I'm paying him for. I give him $6 and some change to be in his chat room. Man tells me, fine. Right? Now look. Where did the stock hit this morning? 176. Where's the stock now? 192. Where did the stock break out? 184. Do I really need to explain why we're called awesome calls? It's kind of a waste of time. This is what we do every single day. And today, the room graded me on my calls. And guess what I got today? Today, the room treated me with a 200% with my calls today. And then I caught this nice saying this morning. I want you to think about that. Opportunities are never lost. They're always taken by people who are ready. This is Awesome Calls. When you come in here, we're ready. There's no doubt you're going to do well in here. But you have to let the room come to you. If you don't, you'll just be out there looking for another room, looking for another room, looking for another room. And nobody could teach you. Because in the end, you want somebody to pull the trigger for you. You don't have patience because you're not willing to learn. In here, I kind of force you to learn. You have no other choice. And if you don't want to learn, you won't last. You'll find something more important to do than this. But in here, the moment you walk in, all I want to do is teach you. Not only teach you to make money, to manage money, know when to take it, know when to get in, know how to scale in. No home runs. We don't need those people. It's not what we're about. The time will come when we see a home run come. And at those times, we will consider it. All right? But that's Awesome Calls. And that is today's recap. I hope you liked it. Thank you. See you tomorrow.